Our new friend can't wait to meet you. Just look. He brought you a gift. Hope you like dinosaurs. For these guys, a makeover is long overdue. Seriously, they haven't changed their looks since the Jurassic era. Besides, it's always great to bring everyone together. Remember, there's no such thing as spare parts. But I wouldn't say no to a few add-ons, like brand new teeth. The scales had their day, but let's smooth things over. Now for some paint. Green is traditional. Still, did you ever see a dino in person? Who says they couldn't have a piano theme? Besides, it goes great with his scales. Now add some eyes. And some nice rosy cheeks. Ooh, it looks like someone likes orange. Now let's get stomping. Roll the dice. You got double binaria. Wow, now those are some real snake eyes. But that slime screams more snail than anything. So how about you all break out of your shell? Of course, sometimes it's safer to stay inside. Okay, someone tell Paul to pick up his giraffe. Oh no, your friends. Well, save what's left of them. We can always make new ones. Ugh, drain that slime. You know, if you're making a spider, 8 eyes is enough. To make a mouth, he can hold our Sprunki friends. But we should probably add a cover. Not to mention some holes for teeth. Use nails. I'm sure you get the point. Add some paint. Black is your color. Of course, a little red never hurt anyone. Guess everybody needs to get a head. Our new friend is a sharp-dressed thing. Uh-oh, guess who's back? Stomach bigger than your eyes? This guy's another story. got something for us? Wow, Lego Sprunki toys. Looks like there's some assembly required. Of course, that's par for the course for blocks. Wow, Vinaria, what big eyes you've got. Guess 3 eyes are better than none. Looks like our next friend's kinda blue. Ooh, Sky seems a little lopsided today. But honestly, I've seen him worse than this. Now let's move on to some earth tones. 'Cause you should bury that. Next, how about something sunny? Funbots all ready for Halloween. What's next? A flying purple people eater? Just kidding. It's only our old pal Derple. Of course, he's feeling kinda, let's say, loopy today. But now, it's time to think pink. But be careful. Pink can be as scary as the rest of them. Especially if you forget the face. Pinky's a real trendsetter, 'cause Simon's losing face too. Now flaunt your stuff, everyone. Cool, the Sprunki Big Box. Make that boxes. Which to open first? Ooh, we've got bubble gum. What you waiting for? Time to take a big bite. Blow a big bubble. But there's a bit of a twist. Open the ball and give it some teeth. Next, we're gonna need some eyes. Talk about a fisheye lens. Au natural. What you need now is some shoulders. This'll help those chapped lips. And eye sockets. Pinky went from dream girl to nightmare. Now let's check out Oaxis's box. But it's time to check out his darker side. Ooh,
Wow!
Jekyll and Hyde would be so proud. And look what's inside. Some cool black slime. Roll it up into a ball. And grab an old doll. We just need to make some adjustments. Always a shame to lose face, but this is for a greater good. Next, it's time to grab some spare parts. Always great when gravity does the painting for you. Don't worry, we didn't forget you, Simon. Ooh, a school bus. That seems normal enough, but we can always fix that.
No.
Grab a bigger hammer. Always best to get back to basics. Now, we can build up our very own Simon. It's Ratty's turn. Ooh, confetti. Red, too. Noticing a theme? These things don't look like they match. But we just need to break things down and put them together. Note to self, don't eat the chicken. But apparently, the eggs are A-OK. Anyway, just keep putting these pieces together. Soon, we'll have our own Ratty. He's gonna need some eyes. This will make sure it stays on tight. Ah, Ratty's true beauty is on the inside. Our Sprunki friends are really coming together. Though Simon could use a scary mask or something. You know, Riley's always got an open mind. And it's just filled with surprises, like new crafting material. Guess Dolly here's getting a little makeover. But don't forget, we're gonna need some teeth. Open wide. Mr. Funnyface here wants to help too. Now let's add some new eyes. We can squeeze in a little rhinoplasty. Now let's check up with our elephant. Careful, it's getting hot in here. Now that is one hot pachyderm. Some toothpicks will make some great spikes. Guess there's a sale on nose jobs today. Hey, TV times for after building. Besides, we can use some wires. Red is your color, but you can't beat basic black. Al dente. In other words, to the tooth. Let's check on Dolly. Now you might feel a slight pinch. Don't worry, we've got new ones ready for you. Let's throw in some legs while we're at it. These new fingers cut straight to the point.
Huh?
A slinky? Ooh, we can use this for ribs. Now cover her up with some foil and clay. Wow, that blue really matches her hair. It's back to our elephant friend. Sand him up, add some color, and throw on some spikes. Don't forget the slime. And tough nails. Ooh, that is one tough apple. But save those teeth. Could also use some eyes. Aw, feeling blue? Speaking of blue, why not try a chain? Let's fix that chip on your shoulder. Some staples and thread should help keep things together. Who's up for a little facial mask? Now add a little something between the eyes. These glasses are a bit cracked, but they'll do. And why don't we undo your do? Ooh, nice sweater. Can we borrow it? It's just what we need for Dolly's new wardrobe. Of course, it could use a little customization. I think this reminds me of our old friend, Sadness. but in a scarier form, I guess. Voila! Dance for the folks at home. Now let's show off our elephant friend. It's always fun with spooky little ghouls like you. Things sure get spooky here in Sprunki Town. I just knew we should have went to Funky Town. Well, while we're here, we might as well play the pyramid. Check out the pyramids inside. Look, it's Orin. And it looks like she's in good company. Don't you just hate it when someone gets under your skin? Of course, Oaxis will see our side soon enough. See? He's already embracing his dark side. Pretty soon, he won't be the only one. Orin knows it's best to keep an open mind. But we can always reuse these parts. Jeepers creepers, time to add some peepers. Don't worry, the heat will cauterize everything. Well, almost. Does anyone have a napkin? Still, now there's plenty of room for some fresh new organs. And now it looks like ribs are on the menu. Oh, it looks like Ratty wants to say hi. But now it looks like he needs to split. No bones about it. Still, let's help him get the point. Ooh, ouch. He could use some color, like a nice coat of green. Red and green just pair well together. I think Simon needs a little privacy. But we've got to keep on schedule. Besides, don't you want to show everyone your new smile? Anyone in the mood for pasta? You know, Simon always wanted to be a Cyclops. Of course, they usually have at least one eye. Veneria could use a little haircut. How about a new do? And maybe some eye surgery. Hair's not the only thing that gets extensions. And we don't just mean eyes either. Looks like someone's got a big mouth. Now for teeth. Ooh, anyone up for a bite? Hey Pinky, how about a makeover? What you need are some seashells and clay. Let's add eyes. Of course, you only need 2. And who says mouths can't be vertical? Almost done. Just need ears. Come on, Sky. Open wide, like at the dentist's. Careful about dribbling. Now for a little trepanning. Are things too bright in here for you? Try on some shades, but you still want to see. You're never fully dressed without slime. Everyone sure looks spooky, kooky, and altogether ooky. So how about a little before and after to finish things off? Lucky all I've got on my shoulder's a monkey. Just be careful. Whatever it is, it's spreading. Well, anyway, free slime is free slime. And there's slime hiding all over this place. I think we need a closer look. Wow, we've just hit the slime motherlode. And look at all these prizes inside. But still, we should really patch this guy up. Grab that comb. Something tells me we're gonna need teeth. Just make sure there's enough for each side. That short neck isn't working. Go long or go home. But we'll need a new head. Ooh, hippo. Oh, it bites? Perfect. Just what we need. But a good neck needs layers. Add foil and clay. Probably should cover up that mug too. Just remember, we still want a giraffe. And a creepy giraffe's still a giraffe, I think. Those teeth could use a good brushing. At least you'll always have your brush on hand. Oh, hi Barbie. Hi Ken. Hey, look over there. Wanna help, Barbie? We just need some spare parts. It bends, but what is it exactly? Oh, hold on. I think you need to sign for something. It's the 5-spice original recipe. I think he wants a tip. Good doing business with you. Well, there's still plenty of pieces left for us. Just make sure you save the bones. Connect them with glue. No bones about it. I think we've earned a little potty break. Especially when there's a surprise inside. Let's bend these beads into shape. Just use some twine. We're making a bunch of weird shapes, but what are they for? They're for the giraffe, but we'll need to make some room. A few extra arms never hurt anybody. Some clay on the joints? Not a bad idea. It's just the thing for adding some holes. Now I think someone could use a fresh coat of paint. Gray is a nice start and all, but we want color. Use a nice orange yellow to cover most of the body. Use red for the eyes and the tongue. For the teeth, some nice bone white. Next, Mix some red and brown for those holes. Of course, a giraffe needs its spots. Add some saliva. This'll help keep it in place. Wow, our monster giraffe is really coming together. He's ready for the zoo, but what zoo is ready for him? Kangaroo versus Transformer. Wow, you knocked his block off. Careful, Roo's got friends in some high and low places. Of course, it's anyone's fight in the end. Don't forget, Hippo plays the winner. Looks like we'll need new parts and a whole new zoo. Of course, the aquarium can be fun too. These pinchers could use some extensions. Grab some broken toys for a few spare parts. Now things are about to get really wired. You can never have too many pinchers. He's ready to rumble, or hit the disco, whatever comes first. Now it's your turn. Think of it like one big puzzle. Well, that's one way to build somebody up. Wow, look at the muzzle on this guy. But a croc doesn't have to be too scary. In fact, why don't we add all sorts of colors? Yeah, go from crab to mantis shrimp, just like that. Now this brings new meaning to Four Eyes. Grab some wires for a brand new exoskeleton. Cover with foil and add a matching tail. Now let's just add a few final touches. And you know who could use some arms. Much better. The red's nice, but a croc needs some scales. Fill up every nook and cranny, even around the arms. Besides, we'll still have plenty of red, just in your mouth. Plus some white teeth and blue lipstick. Wow, guess this guy really is blue. Dabba dee, dabba die. Still, we could always use a splash of green, too. Don't like the color? Well then, just paint over it. You're almost done. Just add a few more pieces. Of course, slow and steady sometimes wins the race. Yeah, you really want to get the drool just right. And those boils looking their bloodiest. So, are you guys ready for a rematch? Careful, I'd avoid those teeth. Didn't I tell you? Well, your Transformers all in pieces. Next time, a little hot glue might help. Yeah, this ain't your average Happy Meal. Well, at least it's still got some neat toys. Oh, it bites. Are you feeling all right? Looks like he's feeling better and inspired. Guess he's got an eye for crafting. He's gonna fix up this kangaroo. Let's start with some leg extensions. We're gonna need something sharp. The claws are coming out tonight. Next, those paws. Sand them into shape. Of course, we need a hands-on approach. Some clay will help smooth things out. Now it's time for a quick incision. Of course, he's gonna need some teeth. Cover him up with some yellow paint. And here I thought the platypus was weird looking. Next up, why don't we fix up this giraffe? Let's just trim a little off the top. Now grab the heavy artillery. Take what's left and sand it into place. Don't worry, you'll get new legs. A whole bunch. Some clay and wires will help whip things into shape. Just don't forget to make some room for spikes. Looks like dental's included in your makeover package. But even a scary giraffe could use a fresh coat of paint. We can't forget your spots either. Looks like something's breaking at the zoo. And not just the fights. Hey, a hippo. Let's clean him up. But first, it's lunchtime. Save those bones. We can use them. I'm starting to get star-nosed mole vibes. But we can use some clay around the jaws. Now let's saw off those legs. We can always get new ones. We'll need some clay, spikes, and a pair of red eyes. Just remember one thing about spikes. They can be a real pain in the back or side. Our zoo's almost done, but there's still room for a gorilla. At least what's left of him. We can rebuild him. Let's fill in those limb extensions. Beads and spikes add a needed touch. As do spider legs. My, what big paws you have. And look at those teeth. Of course, pink really isn't his color. Silverback gray, and blood red for those boils. Looks like our zoo's ready. Well, just not for business. Looks like there's something cool inside the ice. It's a mystery pyramid, and it's filled with blocks. Of course, it doesn't hurt to think outside the blocks. We're whipping up our own block car. But who needs a minifig? We can drive it ourselves. After all, we've got a need for speed. Unfortunately, there's always a bigger car. Well, it's time to go back to basics. I think what our car really needs is a sturdy backbone. Add some heat to loosen these bones. Of course, a car's gonna need some metal. And what's more metal than some aluminum foil? Next, we're gonna need some modeling clay. Smush it, flatten it, and use it to customize your car. Let's stick to the front part. We want to show off those bones. While we're at it, add some minute details. We're breaking it down to the nuts and bolts. Grab some modeling tools. A ballpoint will make some great patterns. Next up, glue some seashell spikes along the spine. Don't worry, we didn't forget the end. Hey, who turned off the lights? Better. You know, that torch could make a great scorpion tail. Especially when we add some more spikes. Of course, the pink is a little out of place. When it comes to bones, white is traditional. But who needs tradition? We're going metallic. Let's throw on some finishing touches while we're at it. Yeah, rust red really suits that jaw. Careful, there's paint on that. Ooh, this box has got some teeth to share. It's all right. Nails will make for an even sharper set of teeth. We're gonna need some engines on the side. Some tires will really get us going places. Deodorant? That can always come in handy, but not for the obvious reasons. We can use it for the car. Make a hole and add some wire. The right spark will help light the way. Careful now, you don't want to give him heartburn. Our car needs to be in shape to hit the roads. With repairs this cool, you'll want to break your car more often. Looks like we're going for a ride. And we didn't even have to wait in line. But I guess all fun things must come to an end.
Ouch! Yay!
Still want to go fast? Well, we've got just the thing. But first, we need to make a few adjustments.
Whoa!
Okay, those chainsaws send a message. But we want to show everyone that we mean business. Yeah, that blade ain't for slicing pizza.
Now!
Now it's your turn. Guess there's some assembly required. Ah, cardboard is a crafter's best friend. Just hook it up with some hot glue. These blocks really help to build things up. Wow, cardboard sure comes in handy when you need a cover. But our new tires need some texture. It's already got a need for speed, but now it's your turn. Guess a new cover is just a tennis ball away. But next up, we're about to go geometric. Start out round, but we need some spikes. We're whipping up an 8-wheeler. Ooh, can you spare a straw? Add to the sides. These will really help hook us up. This car's ready to slice and dice. You can't spell cardboard without car. But we really need to rev up these engines. And with tails, the better, the bigger. Of course, every car needs a nice paint job. But I wouldn't complain if a new look just slides right on. And I think we can use a few finishing touches. I bet this thing doubles as a radio antenna. Always helps to have a rocket in your pocket. Studs protect from skids and add color. Still, who needs color when everything goes with black? Ooh, we can't forget our logo. Guess it pays to be a transformer. Let's heat things up. Yeah, we earned a little lunch break. By the rocket's red glare, we're about to blast off. Let's warm up with a quick race. That's enough. Let's get ready to rumble. They'll go at it until one car's left standing. Though, by the looks of it, we might be here a while.
Hmm.